Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9 on Friday, May the 25th, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where you get everything you need to know to start your day in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, including news that the New Zealand budget has been positively received by the markets. The exchange rate held the same rate as it had for the past week, that is a TWI of 68.5, and credit rating agencies seem happy enough. The usual suspects had the usual criticisms, and perhaps I fall into that category, but that is not how the rest of the world sees it, or the rest of New Zealand for that matter. The EU summit is turning out to be a serious case of all talk and no action. They seem paralysed, unable to take concerted action. But Germany is reported threatening to cut aid to Greece. In France, the newly elected president has actually reduced their retirement age from 62 back to 60 in a stunning act of willful blindness. Meanwhile, their economies are turning down sharply. An early measure of European manufacturing and services dropped in May. German confidence declined, and Britain's first quarter GDP was even weaker than earlier reported. And some experts are even saying the current level of economic activity in Britain is unsustainable. Meanwhile, in China, 2012 lending demand is slumping, and it is trying to spur its own growth. In the US, fewer Americans filed for jobless benefits last week. Their weekly unemployment benefit applications slipped by 2,000 to a seasonally adjusted 370,000, perhaps signalling a modest job growth in that country. Their economy is trudging along okay, but will it last given the European slump and China's slowdown? I doubt it. US banks, however, reported their highest quarterly profit since mid-2007, even while overall lending activity decreased there for the first time in 4 quarters. Equity markets held their own overnight, but are wary. There was no recovery for commodities from their recent falls. Oil and gold were both essentially unchanged, although dairy prices recorded another fall in the latest USDA Oceania series. I'm David Chaston, and that was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.